What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. Today, guys, I want to discuss what some of you brothers have as a personal experience. I don't, because I don't have children. But I have noticed that some of the black men that I have spoken with, some of you brothers have kids and you're in a situation where you don't get along with the children's mother. Now, there are some cases for some black men where, the woman is you still want to be with her and she's not having it. That's not really what I'm dealing with today. I'm dealing with the fact that the woman still hates you for what happened in y'all's relationship. Okay? And the reality is that a lot of times women expect black men to fail after the relationship. So you break up, you're no longer together, and your life, and at first it could be a little rough. And I'm not saying that you were perfect or anything like that. What I'm saying is you didn't fail. You get your life together. And in many cases, you are doing even better with somebody else or by yourself than you were doing with her. And subsequently or simultaneously at the same time, her life is regressing. So somebody has to pay the cost of that. Like, I believe it was Milton Friedman said there's no such thing as free lunch. Well, if a woman is not doing well when she was in a relationship with you, somebody has to atone for that, because she's not going to be accountable for that. So you have to pay. And how do men pay? You pay by being the reason that she didn't do well. Because what's going to happen is she's going to look at you and say, if it was not for you, I wouldn't be suffering like this. So because of that, and your life is going better and mine is not, here's what I can do. Let me use your children against you. Now, how do women do this? Women do this in a myriad of ways. They can tell, first of all, children false things about the parent, saying that the parent does not love them. The parent does not want to see them. The parent does not want to pay child support, but all the time the father is trying to contact the child. The child is, trying to be in the child's life. And even some parents will, even block the child from, attending graduations and things like that. That's one way, but just not letting the see the kid altogether. And it seems to be the case with brother Jessie Williams. Jessie Williams, in my opinion, when he was dealing with Aaron Lee Drake, made a terrible decision. The first decision that he did was he settled for a woman when he was broke. And I remember Alpha Male Strategies talking about this. He wanted to warn men that even if you don't have money, don't get married to a woman that you don't want to be with, because just because you don't have money right now don't mean that you won't have money later. And that's why it's so important for black men to bet on themselves. You never know where you're going to be in life. But then lo and behold, here you go, dealing with a woman because you don't have anything and you think life is great now. Then you're going to come into challenges once things start getting better for you. And if you're somewhat of a charismatic guy, women find you to be, either physically attractive or funny, and you're ambitious, what's going to happen is that you're going to be exposed to ladies that you didn't have a lot of opportunities with in the first place. So now with this newfound freedom in your new status, what's going to happen with you and that woman? Now, she could be great. She could have loved you, but what's typically going to happen is most guys are going to take advantage of this newfound strength or newfound ability. I'm not saying that it's right, but typically people, if you give them an opportunity to do something, they will do it. And most men will do it. And Jessie Williams found out that after being successful, after having opportunities, being in his physical prime and then also being in his earning prime, he didn't want to be with her anymore. So of course she's going to take that offensively, because at first she was the Columbia graduate and supporting him, and he's a teacher. So now emails have come out that brother Jessie Williams called her a dirtbag because she refused to let him see the kids. I'm not going to go into detail about reading these receipts word for word because we know that these things are true. But what happens is that you get these messy breakups and messy divorces. And really the man is being punished because he don't want her no more. And really he outgrew her. And a lot of times when we talk about outgrowing mates, people think that it's just women that outgrow men. Really, it's the other way around, in my honest opinion. It's just not talked about. A lot of guys, when they were somebody and they're dealing with somebody and then they get better and you're still loyal to the woman, and it's not like you don't love her, but she hasn't developed. So Jessie Williams developed. And he's not the same person that he was when he first met you. This is true with all people. But the problem is that she can't handle that. And so let me make your life a living misery because I can't have you. So all the time, everything is going to be very difficult. And I can't get to you myself because you don't care about me anymore. So if I date somebody, it doesn't matter. But I can use your kids against you because I know that you love them. When in reality, if you wanted to keep the guy, how about being a better mate? And see, this is where the rubber meets the road. And there's so many women out there who are using their children against their man because you don't like him. But when you were with him, you had the opportunity to do something and you didn't. So now the guy don't want nothing to do with you and you have a problem with that. Now the man has moved on and found another woman, in many cases better looking, better acting, or whatever the case may be, and now you have an issue with that. The issue you shouldn't have with him, because as much as you want to say it's his fault, and things could be his fault, you decided to have a baby by that man. I know that we don't want to deal with that because that's too much accountability, right? So I know we're not dealing with that. But a lot of black men gotta be careful because if you have a baby by somebody that you're going to outgrow, you are going to be miserable. Not only miserable 1 or 2 days a week, miserable every day of your life. Real misery, family. And you need to really understand what you're getting yourself into. Stop dealing with these women because, they're the only ones interested in you, right? It's the best you can do. The best you can do is also be a failure. You don't have to settle for somebody just for the fact that, they don't have opportunity somewhere else. You'll never be happy. Wait till your development starts and see what you can get once your life has changed. I'm not saying it to settle for the right woman, but she should be the same kind of high class woman. If you're broke, if you can get it then, because what's going to happen is you're going to get tested. Once you start making money, you're going to get tested. And you hate to find out like that woman right there is not really who I wanted to be with because we don't see eye to eye. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. We're out.